Hello, beautiful. This is definitely going to be the last one for now, I think. I would have to change the format, I think, to do future ones, but EWOP. That's the one for today. EWOP. Everything is working out perfectly. This is quite radical. Because it's a little bit like harnessing a type of delusion within yourself in order to shift your awareness onto opportunities for growth, for differences, for shift, for progress. And this is a concept that I think recently has been popularized by Rise of the Empress on Instagram. It's the idea that no matter what problems you encounter in your life and in your self-development work, your journey, especially if you're living more and more in alignment, you remind yourself that everything is working out perfectly. Perfect means a very different thing to the universe, to the larger reality of existence than it does to us in our little egoic, one-dimensional life shells. It can be an opportunity to return to gratitude for the things we do have, and a reminder that we can't predict the future. We don't know how things have diverted us into a different journey, into a different dimension, into a different conversation, into different relationships with people. So I want to read a little Buddhist story about a Chinese farmer. Some of you might have heard this before. Sometimes called the maybe story, the maybe farmer, the maybe Buddha. But it's a story about maybes. Once upon a time, there was a Chinese farmer whose horse ran away. That evening, all of his neighbors came to say sorry. So we're so sorry to hear your horse has run away. This is most unfortunate. And the farmer says, maybe. The next day, the horse came back, bringing 7 wild horses with it. 7. And in the evening, everyone came back and said, oh, isn't that lucky? What a great turn of events. You now have 8 horses. The farmer said once again, maybe. The next day, the son tried to ride one of the wild horses. He ended up getting thrown around like crazy, fell off and broke his leg. Once again, the neighbors came and said, oh, that's so bad. The farmer said, maybe. The next day, the conscription officers came out. A great war had broken out against the neighboring city, and they came round to conscript people into the army. But his son was rejected because he had a broken leg. Again, the neighbors came and said, oh, isn't this great? How amazing, your son doesn't have to go and die in this war. Once again, the farmer says, maybe. And you get the point of the story. It carries on unraveling the way that one situation can lead to another situation and stack up in a way that ultimately leads you linearly towards the life that you want to live. But if you're so focused on the little ups and dips and the things that you're not having right now, you forget what it's opened you up for. Think of the people that were really angry at themselves that they missed a taxi in on the way to work, or a bus or a train, and they just couldn't get into work on the day of 9/11, and how it can feel like it's the worst thing ever that you don't get the thing that you want until you realize that actually it might have saved you from something else that was worse, saved you from acting rashly, saved you from moving in a direction that you're unaware of and you'll never know of. And so we aren't always truly grateful for how existence plays around in order to shift us where we need to be, not where we want to be. Because if we got everything we wanted, we'd hate ourselves, we'd be spoilt, we'd have things that in about 5 minutes we hate. Think of all the people that got tattoos when they were 12 years old. well, maybe not 12, maybe 14 or 15, at the age of 30, are they still as attached to things that they felt so passionately about tattooing on themselves when they were 15, 16? I'm sure some people are, but a lot of people will say that they've changed. Their desires have changed. So once again, it goes back to the metaphor from an earlier video. We're like teenagers to our higher selves. We want so much in the moment, not realizing all the ways that the things we want right now could completely delineate us from the things that we're supposed to be getting in the future, the things that are really important, not just for us, for the people around us, for the world at large. So when we say to ourselves, everything is working out perfectly, not when life's going well, we say that to ourselves when life is challenging us, and we're really facing an impasse, and it really feels like it's all falling apart. And we say everything is working out perfectly. How? We might be able to spot opportunities that still give us joy and peace. And in that state, our whole life could crumble around us. We lose all the things that we once identified with and thought we really were. I really am my car, I really am my house. What if I lose it all? What if? And what if that's exactly what needed to happen for you to really begin to live life so fully, so authentically, so presently, and ultimately so joyously, free from all the attachments of the day-to-day? Yeah. Well, thank you for listening, and if you do want more, let me know. DM, comment. I'll make more things when I can, but I've got a life to live. All right. Peace and love and all the nice things.